Let us solve the exercise number 6 in the part B of Python lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to create a employee table containing the following fields, that is the employee number, name, and salary. And we are supposed to create this table in the MySQL database. And then they have said that we are supposed to perform three operations. The first operation is to accept the details of the employees and store it in the database. And the second one is to display the details of a specific employee. And the last one is to display the details of the employees whose salary lies within a certain range. So let's go ahead and let's solve this exercise. Before we solve this exercise, we need to get this MySQL. So without that, it's not possible to create the database. How do you get the MySQL? Because you are going to use PHP in the coming semesters. So it is better you download a package called as this is the distribution called as XAMPP. So this contains the Apache as well as the actually it contains MariaDB, which is nothing but MySQL itself, and PHP. So everything is there in it. So just search whether you are using Bing or whether you are using the what is that Google. You just search for XAMPP. When you search the XAMPP, you are if you are using Bing, you will directly get it. In the Google, you can get XAMPP download. And once you get this download, you just click on this download and you will be given to the apachefriends.org, and you can go for the download option over here and select the option. I suppose this has the latest version of the PHP, because you are going to work in PHP the coming semesters. So it is my advice is to just go with this option. Again, the machine will automatically, this particular page will automatically detect which version of Windows you are using. So I'm using 64-bit. So if you just click on here, you will be shown this option and it will start downloading. If it is not, you can click here and download it. Once you download it, just double click on the download option. And when you do that thing, you are going to first see this message here, not the message. I'm going to just show the message here. Okay, you're going to get a message. When you double click on it, you will get this message saying that you have the antivirus running and so on and so forth. Just click yes to proceed. And again, it's going to say that you want to have elevated permission. Again, click OK, and you will be shown this option. Click next, 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 and go to the finish. I will not do it because it is already done in my machine. We'll just close this installation. Now, once you have done that, you may get a icon here for XAMPP. If you are not getting it, just click here and search for the XAMPP, and you will get the XAMPP control panel. Open it, and this is what you're going to see. Okay. In your case, both of them will be in the start option. I have started this one because it will take slightly time for it to start in my machine. So I have clicked on the start. So once it is started, you can click on the stop to stop the server. Again, this one is the Apache web server, which is required to create the database, because you are going to create it on a web page. So this you need that web server to be running, and definitely this is MySQL, which is running at the port 3306. So just start, click on start. So these two will be initially, they will be start, like this button. Just click on the start, and once it is started, it will change to stop. So it is already running, so I can just stop it. So this much you have to do it in the XAMPP in order to get the MySQL. Now coming to the your what is that, Python, you need to get a few packages for the Python. So let's go ahead and let's download them. So I'm going to go to the command prompt here, type cmd or command, I'll press enter. You are given the command prompt here. Now it is advisable that let me just show you here. You have to install both MySQL connector and MySQL connector dot dash Python. And if you are still very unlucky, you can go for MySQL connector dot RF. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this one, MySQL connector. So I'm going to just copy this. You can type it on your own. So I will just copy it here. I'm going to just zoom in for you, and I'm going to click here. Definitely you need to have internet connection in order to try this thing. Press enter and it will connect to the internet and it will download that particular thing, MySQL connector. First download the MySQL connector. It will take some time for it to download, and you notice that it is 11 MB. I will pause this video and continue the video after this installation. So now you will notice that it has successfully installed the MySQL connector. So it is, you can ignore this one. This is for the pip itself. So it has successfully installed MySQL connector. Now I'm going to install the second one, that is my pip install MySQL connector dash Python. So I'm going to just copy it here and let me delete all these things and let me paste it here. So this is the one that I'm going to install next. MySQL install MySQL connector dot connector. Now if you search the net, most of them will tell you that you have to just install MySQL connector dot Python. Now with this, sometime it is not working. Okay, so sometime this thing will not get connected. It will not give you any error message. It will simply come out of the program without doing anything. Okay, so in that case, you will have to install. It is better you start with MySQL connector and then MySQL connector dash Python. So I'm going to just press enter. Again, this is going to take some time for it to download. I will pause the video and come back to you once this is done. Now we will notice that both of them are installed. That is installed MySQL connector dot Python as well as MySQL connector. Now there is it's the other one is not really required here. You can ignore this one. Now what they say is only this is required. If you go to the web pages over here, and they will say that you just require the first one and the last one what you have over here. Let me just give me a second for me to disconnect to the internet. So the last one that you see here is MySQL connector.rf. What it is doing is actually the Python you know very well. The base language in which that entire thing was written was C. So what they have done is they have rewritten that entire Python connector in Python itself. So that is what they are saying, that it does not depend on MySQL C client to connect to it. It will use the Python client to connect to it. Now this problem most of you may not encounter. So the last one is not, where is it gone? The last one did not be required, but these two, I feel like in most of the cases, these two are required. So with that being done, let's go ahead with the program now. And I have the exam with me, and I have started the MySQL DB as well as the Apache web server. I'm going to click on the admin option of MySQL. So in the MySQL, I'm going to click on this admin option. So let me click on this admin option, and I will close all the other things which are not because I've explained to you what are the things which are there. So it will connect to the MySQL admin, and this is what you are going to see. You may not have any database with you, and suppose you want to create a new database, then just click here. You will notice you have a new database here. Just click there, and it is going to ask you for the name of the database. Now they have not specified in the program. They have not specified, where is it gone? They are not given the name of the database. I will assume that it is employee DB. Now, if employee DB is already there, you just type it as employee DB 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So I'm going to just type employee DB. If it is already there, make it as employee DB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So I assume that it is employee DB because it is not there here. If it is there, it will be listed in this case. It is not there. So let me just create the employee database, and you will notice that once it is created, you will get the listing here. Okay, then you just click on that employee DB. It says that there is no database is available. You can notice that the database that you selected is employee DB, and there are no tables which are available. So just click on here. You can click here to create the table, or you can click here and then come back to and say create table. So the thing it's going to ask you is what is the name of the table. Now we don't have choice here because they have already said that there is a table called as employee. So this table is already there. I'm going to use the same name, employee. And how many fields are there, that is also been told to you. So there are three fields are there: one employee number, employee name, and salary. So I'm going to go with the three fields. It has shown four fields here. I'm going to start with the three field. Let me click on create. When you click on create, this is what you're going to get. This is the field name, the first field name that let me just bring it here so that it is not coming in my way. And definitely this is also not required for me. Okay. So the first one is the employee number. I'm going to just copy this employee number, Control C. You are supposed to type it during the examination, so I'm going to just type it. And I assume that employee number is a number, okay, integer. So I will not change it. If you want, you can change the things here. Next one is the employee name. So I'm going to just select Control C to copy it, and I'm going to paste it here. And you can say, let me go here. You can click on here and you can make it as varchar. But I will. There is other option called as text. I'm going to go with the text. Okay. If you want, you say varchar, and if you are familiar with the Java, and specify varchar 25, 35, 45, whatever it is. I will go with the, what is this, a text. Let's go to the next part over here, and the next part is the salary. Control C to copy, and in your case, you have to type the field name here. I've just copy pasted it. Now I assume that the salary will be in integer, because I assume that this is the final salary. So nobody will give you, say that your salary is 35,000 rupees 50 paisa, and they will not, do you have 50 paisa coin, change with you, I will give you 1 rupee. They won't tell you like that. So they will round it up to nearest rupee itself. In fact, they will round it up to the nearest 10 rupees. So that this kind of confusion may not arise there. So I assume that this is going to be integer. Now, if you feel that it is not an integer, if it is something else, there are a lot of things which are available here, decimal, float, and so on. Whichever you want, you select it. I will assume that this. But I'm going to make one small thing over here, because you studied about the database. It is not asked in the question here. They have not mentioned it, but I'm going to do it. So whenever you create a table, it is better you make something as a primary key. Okay, it is make it a habit to make note one of them as primary key, and you know very well employee number is generally the primary key. So how do I make something as primary key is go to this. You can scroll here. You can scroll here, and you get the indexes here. Click here and make it as primary. So which one I'm making primary is the employee number. Okay. There is no need, absolutely there is no need to make this one as primary, and it will not make any difference indefinitely in your program. It is just selecting here and making it as a primary. Select here for the employee number and make it as a primary. As a good practice, it is better you do it. And it is going to tell you that it is doing something and so on and so forth. Just click go. This field is made as primary key. Okay, this that whatever the dialog box came, just click go on that, and you get this part. Let me just zoom out for you. Okay, this part is made as a primary, and you scroll down, and you have an option. You can preview it, and or you can save it by clicking on this one. Just save it, and your table is created. Okay. What did I think the not null is not selected? How come it is not selected? So you have error in something is coming. Okay, name not null. What is? Let me just do the changes here. Let me make it as primary, and save it. Okay, it is not accepting it as a primary. Let me just pull it out and say don't do anything primary, and process it. You know what is happening here? I think it is with the name. Okay, I will make this one as e-name. Let me, I'll just change it as e-name. Okay. Let me save it. Let me make it as primary and just save it. Go, and let me make it as save. Okay, just because, give me a second, I will just come back to you and see what is the problem. Let me try it one more time. Let's see what is it trying to do. Okay, I'm still getting the error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on this employee again, and I'm going to recreate this page again with the same name, employee. I think I put the spaces here. I'll just remove the spaces here, employee, additional space. A number of fields were three. Let me click create. The same old story. I will go with the same employee number, and I will make it as e-name, and this one as a text. And definitely this I will make it as primary because it is an advisable thing to make something as primary. Let me, with this integer, salary is integer, e-name is text, and something is made as primary. Let me click on save. Let's see whether I get the error. No, I'm not getting the error. So last time I don't know what, there was some error. I could not figure out. So I just click on this DB, and suppose if you want to create a new, just click on this. If you notice over here, just click here. That is a table name, the database name, and you will be given an option to create a new table here. Okay. If there is no tables are there, you will get an option called as new table, the one that you just seen. From now onwards, you have this employee table. This is the one that contains everything. You can browse because there is no data is there in this one. You will not see anything. And click on the structure to see the structure of it. So employee number is made as primary key. Employee name is text, and the salary is integer. So this is what I've done. You can again change it, drop it, and do many things. This is not our issue because you have already studied about the databases and the tables. So you have done this part in the what is this MySQL. Let's go to the VS Code, and I'm going to just close this one. Let me first select the appropriate folder. So I will go to the open folder, and I'm going to select my folder, and I'm going to click here, and this is the, let me just check, this is the exercise number 6. So I'm going to say this is B6. So this is B6.py. So then I'm going to press enter. Done. Let me remove this part, and that is done. Okay, so both are done. The first thing that we need to do is because we need to use the MySQL, so I'm going to import the MySQL connector. So I'm going to say MySQL dot connector. Okay, I'm done with that. So this import statement is required. After that, let's make the connection. You know very well, if at all you want to connect to a database, so which is there elsewhere, you have to make the connection first to the database. Then you will be able to do anything with the database. So let's make the connector. I'm going to use the variable conn, short form for connector. And how can I make the connector? I'm going to say MySQL dot connector, and connector dot connect, because I want to connect to the database. Let me open this. A lot of things you need to specify here. So I'm going to just press enter here, and I will type it here. This is not going to create any error message. So what I've done here is in the middle, I just press enter so that it comes in different lines. First of all, you must say where is that database. You can specify the IP address like 127.0.0.1, that is localhost, or any other place, or you can just say localhost. It is hosted. This is hosted. You notice that this is hosted in the localhost. So I'm going to say, what is the meaning of saying localhost? It is hosted in the same machine. That's simple as that. Let me put a comma, and then I need, generally it will show you port number. That is not really required. I'm going to say next one is who is going to connect it. So when you install it, the administrator is called as root. When you install this exam, will automatic, where is that exam gone? So this exam, automatically it will create one user called as a root, and there is no password for that root. So the password, APASS word, password for this root is not there, so I'm going to keep it as blank. So hope my spelling is proper. I'm done with that. Let me put one comma. Everything has to be separated by comma. Okay. Press enter, and then the which database you want to connect to. So if you notice there are a lot of other databases are also there. So you may have many other databases. I want to connect to this employee DB as my database. I'm going to just select this one and Control C to copy it so that I won't make mistake. So the database that I want to connect to is this one. So that is my employee DB. So that is the thing. And this one you have to remember this during the examination. You are supposed to say this is a buffered, okay, is equal to true. So you can refer to that. I will not waste my time in telling you what is this, because these things will be explained in the theory classes. So everything must be separated by comma. Okay, so except the last one. Actually, they are there as a part of one single line. You can write it in one single line. But the problem with the writing it in one single line is like this. You can bring everything in one single line, but it won't look nice. That is why I'm writing it in one line. Okay. You can write everything in a single line here directly from a single line and then close the bracket. So this one bracket and close bracket, you can do it. But this look nice. So that is what I've done. Then you know very well, in order to do anything with the database, you need a cursor. So I'm going to get the cursor. How do I get the cursor? I have the connection with me, and using that connection, I'm going to get the cursor. So I'm going to say connection dot cursor. So I got the cursor here. Now let's go to the first problem that they have said. What is that they have said is accept the details of the employee and store it in the database. So let's go ahead and let's do that. I'm going to write a function for that. So I'm going to write a function called as add an employee to the database. So what are the things that are required in order to add details to the employee database? The things that are required is we need the employee number and name and salary. These things are required. So let's get them from the user. So I'm going to say e number for short is a integer of input, and I'm going to say employee number. Let me make as n as capital. And next one is I need the employee name. I'm going to say e name is I'm going to just use input, and I'm going to say name of the employee because it is about the employee itself. And the next one is the salary. I will use the variable salary, and this is because I've taken it as an integer. I'm going to just say input, and I'm going to say salary. So we got all the information. Let's connect to the database and enter it into the database. So I'm going to write the query. Let me write the query as say before I add something to the database, I want to check whether that employee number already exists in the database, because it is a primary key here. If you know very well, you can't duplicate the primary key and you will get an error message. So I'm going to first check whether that employee is there in the database. So I'm going to say select a star. You can say count of employee. You can do anything, but I'm going to say select star from employee. This is the table name. So you know very well the table name that I've used here is employee. Okay. So select star from the employee where, okay, employee number. So that is this one, the field name employee number. So this employee number is equal to the one that I'm trying to insert. So what is the meaning of that is E is equal to this E number. If there is any record, so that means this particular what is that employee is already there in the database. So you cannot insert that employee. So if it is equal to, let me say this parameter, then this parameter is an integer number. So I'm going to supply that parameter in the query. So let me go to the cursor, and what is the name of the cursor? C, not X, CURS is the cursor. And then I'm going to execute this particular cursor, and I'm going to say the query, whatever I have done, and I'm going to supply the parameter, and the parameter that I'm going to supply is employee number. So what is this I'm doing is this employee number will come here. For example, if this employee number is 10, so this will come as a select star from the employee table where employee number is equal to 10. If there is a record with the employee number 10, then it's going to return something to me. If it is returning a record, that means that employee details are already there in the database. You cannot add that because it's already there. You cannot add it. So this is what I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go here. and I'm going to count how many rows it is returning. Remember, if it is returning even one row, that means to say that that particular, definitely it will return one row because it is a primary key. So I'm going to say if the row count is greater than 0, that means there is already a employee with that name. Then I'm going to say print, and I'm going to say slash n. Okay, employee details already exist in database. Okay, we slash n again. So this is it. Otherwise, if it is 0, that means I'm going to insert it. How do I insert something to the database? You know very well what is the syntax for inserting. Insert into employee. That is the name of the database. And usually you write the field names, because I'm going to supply the values to all the fields. So I'm going to skip that field names, and I'm going to say values, because I'm going to supply the values for all the fields. If you're supplying the values for all the fields, there is no need to write the field names like emp, number, ename, and so on. It's not really required, because we are supplying it for all the fields. So I'm going to say the values. I'm going to supply the values as a parameter. So I'm going to say percentage d, first percentage d, not this one. So this is the employee number, that is the integer. Percentage s, that is employee name, and percentage d, that is the salary, because I have taken the salary as a integers. So this is done. And then I'm going to go to the cursor, and I'm going to say cursor dot execute, same story. And I will say query, and I'm going to supply all the parameters. Which are the parameter? First one is the employee number. Next one is employee name. Third one is the salary. So all these things. So employee number, which is read from here. So input, and employee name, and all these things, whichever that is written read from here, are passed to this one. So employee number is passed here, employee name is passed here, and salary is passed as a parameter to the query. Let's execute the query, which after the execution, generally it won't commit the whatever to say the insertion. So I'm going to say commit it. So how do I say commit is not using the cursor? I will go to the connection, see, and then the word I've taken is connection, and I'm going to say commit. Okay, so I will commit it. So commit has to be done with the connection, not with the cursor, because cursor doesn't know anything. If you come up to this point, that means you're successfully inserted. So I'm going to say employee details saved. Employee details saved, done. Okay, slash n, and this is the function that will add something to the database. If you want, you can close the connection and do many other things. I will not do it. Let's go ahead with the next part. What is the next part that we are supposed to do? So let's go to the second part. Second part is to display the employee with the specific employee number. So let me write a function for that, for doing this. So I will start the function. Let me call this what is function get employee. So let's say get the employee, and I'm going to supply the employee number as the parameter, and we are going to run the query. So how do you run the query? So query is same as the previous one. So I think this query is already there here. I will not waste my time in writing this. This is the same query. So you have this control C and control V. I'm going to just paste it here. So this same thing, select star from employees, where employee number is the number that is supplied here. So whatever the number that is supplied here will be passed as the query parameter. So select star from the employee, where employee number is the supplied employee number. So this is what I'm going to do it, because it is already there. I did not have to do anything. So I'm going to first check the row counter. So if cursor dot row counter. So let me say a row counter. If it is greater than 0, then you know very well you have the one record or two record or 10 record, I don't know, some records are there. So let's read one record, because why I'm reading one record is I know very well that employee number is a primary key, and you know very well that primary key cannot repeat, so you are going to get only one record. So I'm going to say cursor dot fetch one. Only one record will be there, not get fetch one. Okay, so only one record is there. So I'm asking the cursor get what is this? I'm asking the cursor get only one record, not many records, because there is only one record. The reason being employee number in the database, employee number is the primary key. So you know that this is the primary key, so there won't be any repetition. Done with it. So if you get it, just print the values there. So I'm going to print the values. Let me use the /n first, /n, and let's start with the employee number. Okay. And I'm going to use the placeholder here. The employee number will come here, and I'm going to say employee name. The second one will come here. /n. Let me put that /n. And last one is the salary. So salary. Okay, salary. It will come here, and the salary. Let me put it properly. /n. And I'm going to use the format here. So format. The formatted string. The first one to come here is, remember, you are getting one row here. So you are getting one row here. So you are fetching one row, one record from the database. The first one will be the employee number. You put it here. Where is this employee number? Second one will be the employee name. Third one will be that. So row of 0. So row, it is like an array. Row of 0 is the, what is it? Is the employee number, and row of 1 will be not 2, row of 2 1 will be the employee name, and row of 2 will be the salary. So this record will contain, the first one will be the employee number, that is the row 0. Second one will be the employee name, that will be this one, and third one will be the salary, and this row 1 will come here. Row 2, this is a formatting. Hope you are familiar with this formatting in your C programming language. Okay. Let's come to the, let me press enter, and let me press backspace, and let me come here. Else, suppose if you are not able to get, so if this count is greater than 1, you got the record. If it is not there, that employee is not there in picture. So you are going to give a beautiful error message to the user saying that that person is not there. So we're going to say that %n, okay, employee details does not exist. Okay, so that's it, /n again. So this is for the second one. Let's go with the, what is the question now? Let's go with the third one. So I am supposed to get the employee details within a certain range. That means suppose it is like, if you didn't get it, so you are asking the question, tell me all the employees whose salaries are between 10,000 and 50,000. So you are giving the range. So this is the low value. Lowest value is 10,000, and the highest value is 50,000. So all the employees within this salary range, give me all the details of it. So that is the meaning of saying, give me the details of employee details who are in this particular range. So let's go ahead and let's write a function for that, and then we will write the main part here. So I'm going to say get employee within this range. So I'm going to say employee range. Okay. And I'm going to supply the low value, that is the minimum and maximum. Within that low and the high range, we are supposed to get them. So how can I get the, for this I have to write the query. I'm going to just if you excuse me, I'm going to just write this query itself. Okay. I will write the query, otherwise I will confuse you. If you are a bit person who is lazy like me, you can copy paste it, but I will not show my laziness in the video. So I will write select star from employee where, okay, there is no need to write these things in capital. You can write everything in small case because it is not case sensitive. Where the salary as a, what is the name of this particular field? Where is that field gone? Salary. Where this is salary, that's a field that I'm using. Where this salary is in the range. So how do I say in the range? Between, hope you are familiar with the word between the starting point and the ending point. Again, if you'll notice here, I've typed all the SQL syntaxes or whatever is there. I've typed all of them in the capitals, but there is no need to do that. Nobody is restricting you from typing it in small case. But in any case, for you to understand, I have just typed that. Let me execute this query. And this is the query. And I am supposed to supply the values. What are the values? The between the low and high. So low and high, whatever the low and high is given to me, I'm going to supply it. So what is this coming in between? So this is the low part. So between the low and between the high, who is going to supply the low and high? When you call this function, you are supposed to supply the low and high values. So this low and high values will come there. Okay, done there. Let's execute, and you know very well, as usual, we will count if there is any rows are there. So if cursor dot, where is the cursor dot, and we are going to say row count. Okay, so if cursor dot row count, if it is greater than 0, that means there are some records are there, we are supposed to do something. Otherwise we are supposed to do something else. So if there is a rows, let's get all the rows. Remember this time, because we are giving the range, it is not 1. In the previous case, I knew very well that employee number is a primary key and I will get only one record. Now I am giving a range here, and I know for sure that more than one employee can come. So I'm going to say you will get not one row, you will get a number of records for this particular query. You get more than one record. So how can I say that? So I'll go to the cursor and I'm going to say fetch all the records which are matching this condition. Okay, and definitely what are you going to do? We will print the message to the user if at all some things are there. We will, what you are going to say? Employees, employees, what is this? Employees within the salary range are, okay. Let me, can I put this? Otherwise, I will, okay, I will use the F string. That is better. Otherwise, it will not look nice. Okay, employees within the salary range. What is the first range? Low, and the second range high. HIGH high. Okay, R ARE, and I'm going to just put a slash n. You just put the this one here. And I'm going just to print the values one after the other, because if you want, you can put the header also. When you show the records, usually you show the employee name, heading you will show, and then the details you will show. But I will not do it. It will be simply a waste of time. So let's go ahead and let's let me at least I can do one thing is I will put one dash line. Yeah, at least that I think you will at least appreciate that 50 dash lines will come, so it will will get a 50 dash lines below this. Okay, so that it maybe something is better than nothing. Or should I? Okay, I will change my mind, and I'm going to just use the option emp number. I will change my mind. I'm going to just show the heading. So this is the heading emp number. Now if you are not getting what is that I'm trying to do is I will just show you here. So I'm going to type like this emp number, emp name, and okay, and the salary, okay. And I will put a dash line, and then actually I'm going to type the employee number 101 and the employee name Ravi. Okay, so that heading I'm typing here. Okay, and the salary maybe 50,000, something like that. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, and this is the where is the thing gone? This is what I'm trying to do here. Okay, I thought I won't do it, but let me do it because it is practical, and we are supposed to show the things in a neat formatted way. So I'm going just a salary. I'm always missing a there. So salary, done with the salary, and let's go ahead with the next part. What is the next part? Is let me put this again 50 dash 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 line. So again, I'm you may think that this person is wasting time in the video, but I want it to appear beautiful, so I'm doing it. Let's start with the for loop for every row in the rows. Okay, so you are getting number of rows here. You're getting number of rows. When you say fetch all, you get number of rows. For every row, within this set of rows, what you're going to do, display the details. That's simple as that. So I'm going to say print. Okay, let me print the first thing I'm going to print is this. Then a tab separation. Maybe I will go with the, because if the employee number is very small, the things may appear. I've used two tabs there because I know that the things will not come so beautiful. If it is there one, they will combine with one another. Okay, so you will come to know when I run the code. You will come to know what is that I'm trying to do. So this is row 0. Same story. Second one is row 1, and the next one is row 2. So what is this I'm doing? So if you get confused, so I'm fetching more than one record. So where is it? Fetch all means you will get more than one record. Then in this for loop, what I'm saying, for every row I want to print the row of 0. Row of 0 is the employee number. So row of 0 will be printed. Row of 1, this is one row. This is one row. All of them are rows. You know, is plural and singular. All of them are rows. So you get many rows here, and you get one row. From this first row, you get the roll number. Next one is the name of the person, that is this one, row of 1. Next one is the salary, 25,000 something, whatever it is there. This is the salary, and I will repeat this for loop for all the rows. So this is the first row, second time this row will come, third time this row will come, and you will print all of them. Suppose if the count is not greater than 0, let's go for that option which we have not taken care. So let's go here. We will print a message to the user saying that, so what we can say that, uh, let me use the f string only because I have to use that. No employee, let me say no employee, what is this, exists between low and high, between low and high, between the range, or between low and high. That's enough. Okay. So that is enough. Okay, done. So this is three functions that we have done. This is what they have said. You create three functions, and we have created three functions. Let us write the main program now. So let's start with the main program. I'm going to use a while loop, and while true, we are going to do this one. So while true, let me put the colon here. First, I'm going to show the menu. So print the menu here. So the /n, choice one is to add employees, employees, employees. Okay. /n, choice number two is get one employee, get employee. I'm going to say get employee. /n3, and what is the third one is show. I'm going to say show employees, or show in the range, whatever, show employees. I'm going to just say show employees. and slash n. Number 4 is to exit the program. So that's it. Okay. Slash n, and I'm going to put dash 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 here so that it looks like a menu. And I'm going to say what is your choice. So choice is I will take the input and uh, your choice. Done. Let's start with the choice. If ch is equal to 1, well, this is a string because I have not converted it into integer. So I'm checking for a string because I have not converted it into integer. So that's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, you just convert it into integer. So let me take the n number at a time rather than taking one employee at a time. So I'm going to say enter total number of employees. So I'm going to do that one. Where is the double quotes? Say this is anyway, I will just make it as input and then do it. Okay. So I thought you typed, it's a good thing that it just took int. So what I'm doing is I'm asking how many employees are there. I will convert it into integer. So this is a good thing. I thought it just took input, but it just took int. Okay, then I have to convert it into int. N is if you say total number of employees 10, you are going to insert 10 records in one shot rather than doing it in one at a time. You're going to do it very quickly. So for I in this year, so I will run a for loop and I'm going to add. What is this add? I have already written this function add here, which will add one record at a time. So this record will add one record at a time. I'm calling it for 10 times. If n is 10, I'm calling it for 10 times. So there is a for loop. This is going to call 10 times. So 10 times you're going to add the records. So this is one done. Let's go with the elif. Let's go with the elif. Elif, if the choice happens to be 2, okay, then what are you going to do? So the second choice is to get the employee details. So I'm going to say employee number. So e number is integer of input, and you say enter employee number. It done. And I'm going to call the second function. What is the name of the second function that I have done is get employee, and I'm going to supply the number. So I'm going to say get employee, and I'm going to supply this number, that is e number. Done. Okay, this is for the choice is second, and let's go for the choice is third. So choice happens to be 3. What are you going to do? So the choice 3 is to show the employee within the range. So I'm going to get the details. So I will get the minimum, maximum, or low, high, whatever it is. So minimum value of the salary. So minimum, and I'm going to say input and input, and then I'm going to say enter minimum salary, and in the same way I'm not going to type this again. Control C, and you go here and press enter and Control V. This is maximum salary. I will do it directly here, maximum salary, and this is maximum. Where is this? Maximum. Okay, maximum salary. Done. Then I'm going to call this function. What is the name of the function? Get employee range. So I'm going to call this function get employee range, and I am supposed to supply two things: the minimum salary, that is the low, and the maximum salary, which is the high, that I'm supposed to supply. Let's go with the elif. If the choice happens to be 4, okay, and you know very well, so the choice happens to be 4 is exit. So if the choice is 4, you're going to just say print, and you are going to say slash n, and you are saying exiting dash 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 and slash n. Maybe get done with that. Else you're going to say print f, print, not printer, sorry, I'm used to that C programming. So what you are going to say, print n, okay, wrong choice. If anything else is typed, you're going to say a wrong choice slash n, and that is done. After that, this is the end of the program. So you are going to exiting. Remember, to exit you have to break, by the way. You can't just say exiting and sit quiet. You have to break this while loop. So when you say break, this while loop will be broken, and you're going to come out of this whole while loop. Once you come out of this whole while loop, what you can do, you can close the cursor. So you can say cursor dot close. Okay. Also, you can do something else. What else you can do? You have the connection, and you can say connection dot close. You can close connection as well as the cursor. Done with that. Hope I not done any mistake. So let's give it a try. So let's run it. There is an error. I'm going to get the message there. So let's look at the first error that I have encountered is buffered. I think I don't know the spelling. Buffered is it is showing buffered. Okay, I think there is only one. I'm not sure. Okay, the one. I have to learn English again. I think yes, that only one. Okay, sorry about that. There is no two R here, so that I know that you know that I'm good in English, so the things may go wrong. Okay. So let's go with the first one, add employees. So I'm going to add the choice one, add employees. Total number of employees. I'm going to add 3 employees here, and I get the error there. Okay. Oh, sorry. What is the error I got here? So what is the error? Let's quickly go here. I think I made something. I made a mess here. What is it trying to say is for int is not iterable. Okay, what is this? Oh, sorry. No, this is not going to work. Extremely sorry. This is not going to work because I know I usually get carried away by the story. Now this is not going to, you need a range there. Okay, you can't try that. You just make it, you need a range. It's not going to work that way. Okay, so sorry, extremely sorry that sometime it just goes out of my mind. So this is the range. You need to get it in the range, otherwise it won't iterate. That's for sure. Let me run it and let's see, is there any other problem? So you may encounter many problems. So this add one and total of employees 3, employee number 101, employee name is same money, employee salary is 35,000. Okay, and you just broke the code here. And what is the code? Unknown column money in the field. Okay, so let's look at that one. So you have I have something wrong with the query. Now let me just go here and just fix the query. Okay, sometimes things go bad. So what are the things which are there? Okay, sorry, this I don't know, how did I miss that? When you insert the names, you insert the names like this with the single quote. I just missed that single quote. So I know it happens. So you can't say that it's not going to happen. It's going to happen with anybody and everybody. So such a thing can happen. So this you have to put a single quote there because it is going to be the to say single quote. So that's why that money. It is said that you are writing money. Where is it? Somewhere it just showed me. Somewhere it just showed me. Okay, I'm not getting. Somewhere it just showed there is no field with the money and so on and so forth. So that is because there is no single quote. Let me try it one more time and let's see whether I will be able to add at least one. Where is it? I'm typing. Okay, add at least one record. Try with the 3 records. Try with the 3 records. Employee 101 and name is money, and the salary is 35,000. Let me try one more time. And there is one other error. How many errors will come here? Oh, what is the error? Unknown column, money in the field list. Money in the field list. So where is the? Oh, now it is saying in the field list unknown column is there. If I try to get that field. So let me just close this one. Maybe that last error is there. I'm going to just close this. If you can, if you find that that error is still there, you can just close that. You get that this kill terminal that you can just see here. Okay, you can just close that and then retry it. I'm going to just retry it. Let me run it, and let's start with the choice number one. So I'm going to start with the choice number one. Maybe I'm going to enter the only one employee because I don't know, I may get to the error. So I will start with the employee number one. Let it be employee number one. Name is, I will not type my name. Okay. So I will type the name as Ria. And the salary is 45,000 because my name, it is not, it doesn't like. Okay. So you see, I didn't, somehow it didn't like my name. So it has taken. Let me try what to do with the second employee. I think if I try with the two employees, it may give the error. Let's see. I'm going to try to add two employees here, one after the other. Employee number two, remember, you cannot repeat the primary key here. So employee number two, I think it is creating problem because of that. Okay, let me try it. Okay, so employee number two, and number of employees, sorry, the let's start with the mm, first choice, number of employees 2, and let me zoom in for you. Number of employees 2, employee number is 2, and say Sham, and the salary is 6,000. I don't know, some salary. Okay, it is adding. Okay, employee number 3, it is adding. I don't, it didn't like my name, so I can't help it. Okay. Okay. Then what you have? Sunil. Okay, okay, Smita. Let's say some one girl. Ria was already there. Okay, Smita, and name is Smita, and salary is 7,000. I don't know. I'm just adding some number here. Okay, done. Let me show the employee by the choice number two. Let me show the employee with the employee number one. And if everything is there, you must get the employee number one. So this is the choice number two. Choice number two is to get the employees. So I'm searching for, let's zoom out. So I'm searching for the employee number one, and there is an employee number one, and I get employee number one, the RIAS detail. Okay, so whether it is saved in the database. So the first thing, it is doing all things here. If I go to the database, is it there in the database? Let's go to the database here, and you have an option here for browse. Okay, just click on this browse. And when you, if you click on this browse, you will notice that the records are here. First one is the Ria, second one is the Sham, third one is Smita. It has added. So I'm going to go with the 6,000 and 7,000 range. So Ria is actually 45,000, so that's very too high. So let's go with the 6,000 and 7,000 range for the show ranges. So I'm going to just go here, and I will go with the third choice. Choice number 3 is to show within the range. So I'm going to press enter. The minimum is 6,000 and maximum is 7,000. Press enter and you notice you get it. Now again, you will notice that even though I put a double tab here, so let me justify what I've done. Well, here when I try to show the, where is that range, I put here I put double tab. The reason why I put the double tab is I knew very well that other things will not come. So this will come here and this has come here, but because after that, you notice here where I'm going to just keep it there. So the this where is it? So this thing has come properly, and there is two tabs here, so that is the reason you see a lot of space here. Then I used only one tab, so what happened is this is coming close. Okay, so this should come here, okay, below this. So I'm going to put one more tab here, /t. Okay, then let me try to just save it. First let me exit this one by typing 4, and I'm going to try one more time. Let me right click and run it. I'm going to go with the choice number 3 only, okay, because only choice 3 is required. So let me type 3 here, and let me type the minimum salary is 6,000 and maximum salary is 7,000. Press enter, and I think now it is coming properly. Okay, you notice where is it gone? Okay, so it is coming properly. So you will notice this is one column, this is the other column, and this is the other column. It comes properly. So I used that's why I knew when I started with the name, I knew that this there is two tabs were required. But for the other, I thought it will come. But if it does not come, just put double tap here, and it will come neatly. And to exit, you know very well, if you type something, this is obvious one. If you type 5 here, it will say wrong choice. Okay. If you type 4 here, it will exit. Okay, that's simple as that. Again, I need not have to try this with IDLE. So if you use Control C and if you go to the IDLE, nothing, there is no change in the IDLE. You open the new file here, even in the IDLE, and you paste the content here. Now you are supposed to type the content. I have just pasted it here, and you save it here. I think this thing went down, so it has slowed down. Okay, let me just save it here, and what is this what was the version number? B6. Okay, done. B6, save it, and I'm going to run it. You will see the same effect here, whether you're doing it in the other or here. I will try to add one record. So let me add one record. Now total number of employees, I'm going to add only one, because one record. Number 4 is already there. 4, let me say 40, number 40. Suresh, salary is 6,500. Press enter, and details are saved. Let me get the details of Suresh. So the number is employee number of Suresh is 40. You know that number of Suresh is 40. Press enter. You must get the details of Suresh, and let me show the range. Again, I will go with the, now Suresh is also added. It will if you go to the what is this database, and if you click on the browse again, you will see that Suresh is already there. Suresh record is already there here, even in the database. Just click in the browse. Okay. Now let me give the range here. The range I'm going to give as 6,000 and 7,000. Now there are Suresh is 6,500. You notice that so Suresh must also be included. So this is what I'm going to get it. So you notice, let me zoom out for you. So you get the three things, Sham, Smita, and Suresh with their stories. So this is what you're supposed to do it. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.